All right, looking at the SPY, we're going to start with big, longer time frames just to kind of clean stuff up because it has been very messy. We see we have the uptrend, congestion, very, very congested. Last time we had a nice shooting star, downside, indecision, don't know where this is going to go. See if we could break above. Again, I am going to wait. I'm not going to trade the breakout, being because I didn't want this to happen. See how they tapped it because they knew that there was buyers coming in at that 89.70 level. Well, guess what they got this up to? 90.42, and they ripped it to the downside. Not saying that that was a huge thing, but I bet you a lot of stops got taken out because people had their buy orders in there just sitting. And it seems like we're trading. Honestly, I feel like I'm trading against a damn machine versus a. I don't feel like people trade like this, but it is what it is, and we got to do what we got to do. So we're holding the 50. Okay, we came down, tapped it. Seemed like we held it, with a little lower high. Higher low. Still in the shit. So we just kind of got to say, okay, where are we gonna go? We don't have much trend, even with the best of positions or setups. A lot of them haven't had the follow through. So it's kind of like it's been almost like a market that people like to they get a profit like fuck it, I'm taking it. I'm gonna allow my computer off. It's 10:30. I don't give a shit. I'm going because I got my half of what I typically wanted, and they've been pretty much putting this thing. I mean, if you traded this day, you saw probably the worst. It was this Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday was probably the worst I've ever seen. The futures just go sideways. But again, it is what it is, and you're not the only one. I have some great traders that I know that are like, listen, I've never seen it like this before. So again, that's not a time to start loading up your, and ready to just tackle it on. Just say, listen, I'm going to go a little lighter than I typically do, and go from there. I'm going to try to lock in profit a little bit quicker than I usually do, and go from there. That does not mean that if you're a swing trader that you turn to a scalper, because guess what? That's not. Everybody has to trade what's good to them. I know people that are good at scalping. I'm not good at scalping. I just don't like it. I like to make a minimum of $1 in the money. People like to trade a lot of contracts. I want to get the most out of the contracts I trade. So it's a little bit different concept, but this is not an environment that makes it very, you want 2-3 day holds. And I think that that's really where some nice money is made with these weekly options versus just, scalping, 20, 30, 40 cents. But again, it's not to knock anyone, because at the end of the day, you have to know what you're trading. There's no bad way. Well, there's bad ways to manage risk, not know what stops and targets are, and stuff like that. And that's trading fundamental. But you got to find out. So there's people that work great off a minute chart. There's people who work great off a weekly chart. You have to find out what works for you. Okay. And right now we're just trading sideways. QQQ. We see. Let me just try to see if I can take a lot of this stuff off because it is starting to get, starting to get really, really whatever. Pretty much what I'm all right, there we go. We took all this stuff off, and we kind of just want to see that we have some higher lows in place. And I think, we get another. Actually, I think if we break a high of this, I think we can run, because we got a set of higher lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that we could definitely run to the upside. Weekly, again, is back above the 10. So we want the MACD to, it's kind of flat, but we can see we're getting some, but we just have to see how it goes. If it could break, like I said, if you want to get aggressive and want to get above, this high, you can on this 3-day pullback and see how that one works out. The Russell to me is showing the most weakness out of all of them, because it's just testing that 50-day, and you can see that it has a series of lower highs in place. And if it gives, if it flushes down. If it breaks actually this low, I think we got some real issues going on. This low is 1082.72. So I think that if you get that, you'll definitely see some more rolling, and this is not a good sign for that name. The Dow Jones still looks good. If you look at the weekly, you could say, listen, we just have a nice uptrend going, and there's nothing bad about that. There's nothing bad at all. So I think that this is what we have to see. And we saw some late day rallies today. Apple actually looked really well. I mean, if you want to talk about a rally, look at how this thing, I was looking to go short, and then it just gave a little high, and then it just ripped to the upside. Also, Netflix, I was actually in this one. I held from yesterday. around this area, and I just held, and it looked good this morning. And guess what? Stop me out. I put my stops above here. I don't argue with my stops. It's another thing. If you're new, stops mean either you're right or you're wrong. If you can't figure that one out and you try to not have stops, you will be out of this game very, very quickly. You have Facebook. Facebook to me is still just a sloppy pattern. Google, I took a short in the morning that paid well. It just ripped to the downside. I took this one at the opening. It just pretty much, it really ripped quite quick. So I was able to take my money very, very quickly. But it looked like it just filled this little minor gap we had here. And now it looked like it might. It's still turning sideways. But, on a daily time frame, I'm not looking to go long this yet. That was just something for a quick scalp. And it's still holding 200, 1, 2, 3 times. So we got to see what's going on again. But again, we're in uncharted times regarding the price action. So do not feel, if you're one that feels frustrated, feels like you're trading an effing blender. We all are. Okay, we all kind of feel like that. And yes, there might be quote unquote gurus or some people that just like this type of price action. Again, in the beginning of the video, I stated that everybody has their own personality. So people thrive in like some type of chaos like this. They don't like the trend because they find it quote unquote boring. I, on the other hand, I want this trend to really set up on these indexes so I could start getting some follow through on what I got going on. And this is a box that we've been in for a while now. We've been in there since basically March. So it's from March till mid-May. We've been just trading sideways. It's been a very, very rough environment. But this is the time to not go balls to the wall because you feel like I just need to be active, because that activity can churn your account very quickly and give you, even if it doesn't give you the follow through and you get your risk to reward of, let's say you only get 1-to-1. Well, if you're the average trader, good trader, and you get 50%, well, guess what? You're just churning your account because you're getting stopped and you're getting lost, and then you're just churning it and you're actually losing because of your commissions. So think of that. We still need to see some type of trend that we can get going on, but I think that we definitely have higher for the NQ. The Russell, I think, it has some trouble, and for the weekly of the SPY, it looks okay to me. Dow Jones, I don't even worry about that one, but it looks good on the weekly as well. So again, take all this crap off. Again, you see this, it has four higher lows. I think this one could really launch if we could get a nice break above and give you a fast move to squeeze out anybody that was short. So again, I know it's a little bit longer, but again, we're in a little bit of uncharted waters, so I figured the extra time would be beneficial. Take care.